Sarah McFarlane is a boxer, mother, cancer survivor and scholar, but the Golden Gloves champion isnt finished there and is charging towards a 2018 Commonwealth Games berth. The 31-year-old sports scientist arrived in Canberra from AFL club the Brisbane Lions to work with the Australian swimming team ahead of the 2008 Beijing Olympics. Champion boxer and cancer survivor Sarah McFarlane is chasing her Commonwealth Games dream. Photosynthetic Sadithivang McFarlane is a former sprinter whose boxing journey began at an ice testing day in 2013, which saw 40 athletes invited back for a week-long training camp. After 5 grueling days and just 1 year after beating cervical cancer, McFarlane was one of 2 women given a boxing scholarship. It was pretty full-on. In the first 5 minutes they said text your family and friends because you won't be speaking to them for a while, and then we had to hand our phones in, McFarlane said. It was a ridiculously difficult camp. These sass dudes came in and people were getting carted off to the hospital. Full-grown men were in tears and saying they couldn't hack it. It was like the Hunger Games movies because they gave us numbers and that's how they referred to us, and each morning they'd announce a certain number had given up and gone home. McFarlane progressed through the ranks but endured some controversial losses along the way, including at the 2015 national titles when she fought pregnant. The revelation was all the more shocking considering doctors told McFarlane she was unlikely to have children following her cancer diagnosis in 2011. Unbeknownst to me, I was 9 weeks pregnant before the nationals. I was finding it difficult to make weight and I couldn't understand why, McFarlane said. The cancer was diagnosed pretty early, so I was quite lucky, but I don't love to talk about it because a lot of people are doing it a lot tougher than I did. Through procedures I lost part of my cervix and was told it was highly unlikely I'd be able to conceive, which was really hard to hear, so I just threw myself into boxing and tried to make the most of life. Then the little guy came along and he's the best thing in the world. Terrible timing because the nationals was Olympic trials and I didn't make it through, but it was a pretty cool consolation prize. McFarlane kept training through her pregnancy with a modified sparring routine and returned to the ring just 5 months after giving birth in June last year. Sarah McFarlane is balancing motherhood with her budding boxing career. Photosynthetic Sadithivang, the Pocket Rocket, won the 54 kgs Australian Golden Gloves title and in her 20th bout secured the ACT title, defeating former national champion Adriana Smith in the 51 kg division in September. McFarlane will face Smith again in the Commonwealth Games trials in Sydney on Thursday and believes she has what it takes to don the green and gold on the Gold Coast next April. Most fighters I've beaten have a lot more experience, and at the ACT titles I beat 2 established boxers, McFarlane said. On my day I'm capable of beating anyone in Australia. Beating Adriana was massive. She's my old training partner and deemed one of the best in the country right now. I'm quietly confident ahead of the trials and definitely in with a chance. They only take one, so it's a good time for me to be finding some form. McFarlane is training out of Tuggeranong's Fit to Fight gym and going from strength to strength under coach Dennis Arthur, but the former East Lake footballer admits there have been doubts along the way. At one stage one only had 5% body fat. I remember being quite weak with the cancer stuff and on the face of things thought my time as an athlete was done, McFarlane said. I had 2 knee reconstructions and broke my collarbone playing footy, so I thought I'd be done my dash, but then boxing gave me a second wind. At the gym there are 4 former champions' names on the wall who trained there, and after I won the Golden Gloves they put my name up. Some days I have to pinch myself and ask if this really happening. It's very humbling and I never thought it would happen to me, and hopefully I'm not done yet.